Good morning and welcome to Community Conversations. I am your host for today, Fabila Harden, and my special guest in the studio is Miss Kelli Listenbee of Arkansas State University. Good morning, Kelli.
Good morning.
And she works with the department, the business department. I'm sorry, I just totally lost.
Yeah, so
Totally
it's
lost
the
it.
Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center. It's a mouthful.
Yes,
So,
okay. And she serves as a business consultant. So today we're going to be talking about all things small business, how to get started, where to go. She has, I'm sure, lots and lots of resources for you all out there. So I hope you all are listening. And you are welcome to call in. The phone number is 870-277-1080. And don't forget to also check us out live on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here with Miss Kelli. And I want to start out by having you just tell the listeners and the viewers a little bit more about you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm from Central Arkansas, came up to Jonesboro to go to school here at ASU. And once I graduated, I think 3 days later, the Small Business Center hired me. And I've been working with them ever since.
That's so great.
Yeah, we're a small office, but they're a great bunch of people. So
Okay.
enjoy being together.
Alrighty. And I saw on a little bit on your bio that you did some interning with the Chamber of Commerce. How was that?
Yeah, that was great. They are just so kind and so involved in our community, obviously. So that was just a great foot in the door. Just understanding the resources that are available to us in the Jonesboro community.
Okay.
So that was a great experience.
Okay. So, like I like to ask all of my guests, well, you're from, you said Central Arkansas. Did you come to Jonesboro specifically just to go to school here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just to go to school and just stuck around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jonesboro has an effect on people. They come here maybe hoping to stay 3, 5 years, and well, it turns into 13, 15, 20 years. So.
Yeah. We're not there yet, but we're
Okay.
there.
Okay. Do you see yourself staying with the business department or as a business consultant throughout your tenure?
Oh, sure. There is, there's just a lot of opportunity with the Small Business Center. We're always learning new things and
Okay.
working with new people, and not one day works the same.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a great opportunity to work with all sorts of people.
Okay, so let's kind of start with some of the basics. Someone has an idea.
Mhm.
They want to start a business. They come to you. Let's kind of start at the beginning. What advice do you start giving them?
So what we do is we just kind of jump in with people wherever you are.
Okay.
So if you are just in the idea stages, we can start from the ground up. If you already have sort of an idea, maybe a business plan or a location that you've been thinking about, we can start there. Sometimes, but from the beginning really, our clients, they come in and they just kind of have an idea of what they want to do, not really sure where to start. And so we just kind of jump in. All of our consulting is completely free of charge, actually. We're funded by the Small Business Administration, and so your tax dollars have already gone to pay for our services.
Okay.
And we're so glad to be housed by Arkansas State. They are just the greatest hosts. And so we come in with people in consulting, and they come into our office, or we go out to them. We cover 16 counties, so
16 counties. Wow.
So we go as far over as like West Memphis. We go as far up and over to the side of Mountain View.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we're kind of all over the place. But we have you come in and you just give us a little bit of information, kind of catch us up on your thought process.
Okay.
And then we start from there and we talk to you about business licenses,
Okay.
taxes, permits, things that you might need to think of on that end. We talk to you about a business plan and about financial projections. So we really just get you started and just get you thinking about things that you may not have thought of before.
Okay.
I know we were talking earlier, there are just so many bits and pieces that go into a small business
Yes,
that people just don't think about sometimes. insurance,
Oh my.
how do you want to structure your business? And so, we like to say that we're a great resource, the best resource, I think, for small business owners or entrepreneurs trying to start a business. That, if we don't have the answer, we're going to go find it for you.
Okay.
We're going to find the resource that you need to go and get that answer for yourself.
So I'm sure you see people that have come in. Some may have had just the name of the business, and that's all they have. And then some people may have this full portfolio of pictures and outlines. And have you ever met someone that thinks they have it all together, all outlined, and have you had to go and like retweak like their whole?
Of course. Of course. We have some clients who come in and they are more prepared than other clients, but we really like to cover all of the bases and just make sure that we're coming up with questions that you have not thought of. So that when it comes down to it and you're ready to open your business, you don't suddenly think, oh, I forgot about A, B, and C. So we want to really make sure that you are as prepared as possible and just ready to go. So yes, we always answer questions, bring up things that you hadn't thought of. So.
And do you advise people that want to start a business? Let's just say right now the popular thing is cupcakes. I'm just going to use that for example. And there are several cupcake shops here. Do you do the research, or do you advise the person, the client, go check out the different shops, see what they're offering, and then think about what you may can do different so that it doesn't look like a cookie cutter business?
Sure. Yeah. So that's a great question. It's going to be a little bit of both.
Okay.
So what we like to do, we have market research available to our clients, and those market research reports can go up to about $3,000. And if you were just to go and get it off the street, if you're going to another resource, other than that, we provide that to our clients for free.
Okay.
And that just gives you an idea of the marketability of your business. So you had mentioned cupcakes, for instance. So we may have more cupcakes in Jonesboro than we have a market for cupcakes.
Okay.
And so we have market research that will show you that, and will really tell you, is my business viable on paper, according to this market research.
Okay.
And so that pulls all different types of information, demographic information, income profiles, all sorts of things. So that really can give you, just kind of, just a base knowledge of how much money is going into and coming out of a certain business.
Okay.
And we also advise people to go and to really research on their own and do that sort of groundwork.
Okay.
And so if you were interested in opening a cupcake shop, you want to go and you want to taste the competition,
Yes.
right? So you're going to eat so many cupcakes, you're going to get sick this week, right? That's your comfort.
Okay.
And you need to, in any business, find what we call a unique proposition.
Okay.
And so what makes you different? What makes you unique? Why would people come to you versus anyone else who's doing the same or something similar?
And some people come up with gimmicks. Do you advise them against, don't try to be so different that it comes across cheesy and gimmicky and just over the top?
Yeah, so it just kind of depends on, I guess, your business personality, that might work for some people and it may not work for others. So, we don't want to change who you are or, what you're trying to do. We're just going to kind of advise you on how successful we think you can be, really. And that's all according to the research that we do, So, if you want to come in and you want to open a cupcake shop and I hate cupcakes, I'm still going to do the best I can to help you open that. So I won't talk about how I don't like cupcakes if that's your dream. I'm not going to.
Just going to advise them on the facts.
Okay. All I can do is tell you what I know. So.
Now, have you ever come across anyone that they have this idea because they like doing something, but it's not necessarily a passion, Um, have you ever, just through consultation with them, figured out that might not be the best route for you? Have you ever considered maybe this line of business versus?
Yeah, so one of our business consultants, Robert, he says, just kind of as a joke, but we keep people from opening a business more often than we help people open a business. And not to say, our job is all it is to help people open a business.
Okay.
But, we want to make sure that you're going to be successful.
Okay.
And so we're the reality check.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what our center is to some people's dreams, okay? And not that we're going around crushing dreams, but we want to make sure, that you open your business, but that you stay in business.
That's good.
And so, it's great to have a passion for what you do, but we always want to remind people that this is going to be work.
Yes.
Owning a business is work.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's hard work. And it can be profitable and it can be successful and you can love what you do. But turning passions into profits, like we love to do that. But you have to know that that's going to be work and it's not always going to be fun.
There are some people who they don't realize all the paperwork, and even I had a little bit of experience, inside experience, working for nonprofits, and now volunteering with the station. There's a stack of paperwork that you have to do before you even get to the fun stuff. So I'm sure, how do you advise people? Do you do like some type of assessment with them when they first come in to kind of see where they are?
Right. Yeah, so each business consultant is different in how they consult.
Okay.
And we each have different emphasis areas really, but there's sort of a checklist that we kind of go through, to make sure that you have your business licenses and your taxes and your permits like we're doing earlier. Just to make sure that you have all of the paperwork that's in the room.
Okay.
And so we utilize the Secretary of State's office website to really go through that and make sure that they have all of what they need as far as paperwork goes.
Okay.
And that website, the Secretary of State's office for Arkansas, they can tell you if your business name is available. They can get you set up with your business license, your structure, how you want to structure your business. And they have a portion of their website, the Dream It, Do It site. And that just kind of walks you step by step through what you need to open a business. And so we definitely refer people to that a lot as a resource just to get started and make sure you have all that taken care of.
Okay. So do you have any, without giving away any personal information, do you have any story or success stories you might could share? People that you've seen from the beginning to the maybe middle, close to the end of the process?
Yeah. So we can share some stories.
Okay.
Whenever we have someone actually open their business, we do like to talk to them about publicity release form. And so all of our client work is confidential. So if you ever hear me talk about a client, it's only because they've given us that release, and we can talk about their information.
Okay.
So one of our success stories, Laura Miller, who is our center director,
Okay.
she consulted with TrueCab out of Truman.
Okay.
So they make cabinets,
Oh, okay.
and right now, so they're manufacturers, so they're a little bit of a larger
Okay.
business, of one of the larger small businesses that we work with.
Okay.
But they have right now about 75 to 100 employees at any given time.
Oh, that's
It's a
wonderful.
mother and son them from the very beginning.
Oh,
And so with locations, help them open. They've acquired contracts now, and they've got this wall of success stories. Basically, their success story. And when we went and visited with them a few weeks ago, they've actually left a blank wall where they want to put all their future successes. And so, every time that we've had something written about them, anything that we've put in the Jonesboro Sun or anything like that, they have Facebook clippings, right?
Okay.
Printed off things that we put on Facebook just
Oh.
because they're so appreciative of the work that we did with them and that Laura did with them. And so, they're definitely a success story.
That's going to just add to their history. So as the business grows, employees come and go and family comes and goes, they can look back and say, wow, this is how you really started. And it's going to instill a sense of pride in the future owners of the business, and to hopefully continue the legacy and continue the greatness that was started. So, okay. Now, before we got started on air, we talked about, I actually, do you consult with nonprofits? But you said no, you mainly consult with for-profit businesses.
Yes.
Okay.
So our mission
Okay.
is to increase small business ownership and development in Northeast Arkansas for us.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a call.
I'm sorry. Yes. Good morning. How are you?
Okay, yeah. So we can advise you on loan proposals. So even we work with small business owners who already have businesses, and we also work with people who don't have business and want to start a business. So if you do already own a business and you're interested in acquiring dollars to whatever it is, make renovations to your business, to grow your business, we'd be happy to consult with you. Yeah, I think that we would probably consult with you and your loan officer to see what that looked like. So that would just be a sort of case by case basis, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss Norma. Okay. Thank you, Miss Norma, for calling in and asking that question. That was a very great question. Some people may want to know, okay, I do have something going, but I want to increase my services, and how can I go about, applying for extra money, like you said?
Yeah, definitely. And growing existing businesses, that definitely falls under our umbrella. And so, yeah, we're definitely on board for that.
Great. Okay, so you also talked about, or you were talking about, you try to help businesses increase their employee numbers, or
Yeah, so so what we want to do is we want to increase business ownership in the state, and we also want to just increase those employee numbers, so grow your existing businesses. And so we help people do that through that market research. And we also do pivot projects with the college. So we've had College of Business, College of Communication students, and we're trying to branch out into some of the other college majors to work with their students as well, and to just sort of bring in that education information.
okay,
And so they do like 5-year business plans, to 5-year strategic plans to get you started, to really think about down the road and how to increase your business. We've had some business owners move locations because of the student projects that they've worked with. And so Sneak a Peek here in town, here in Jonesboro, they are an ultrasound business.
Sneak a peek.
Yes, and so they can do ultrasounds for expecting mothers, and they do like 40 ultrasounds and everything like that. She actually moved her business because of a suggestion by one of our graduate programs. And she's also opened another location in Conway.
Oh my goodness. So you all are really helping people go above and beyond what probably what they even thought that their business can be. So we're gonna hold off on asking a few more questions. We're gonna get ready for a quick break, but the phone lines are still open, 870-277-1080. This is Community Conversations, and you have been listening to Miss Kelli Listenbee. She's a business consultant with Arkansas State University. So please don't go away. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay. So when we come back, then we can start talking about some of the events you have
Yeah.
going on. And the one thing is, I don't know what I did. Did not get the live stream going. So if you can pull the audio and post the audio. I'm sorry, I don't know what I did wrong. But we can't, like now, if you want to talk about a business, but we can't because the station is nonprofit. We can't make it seem like we're promoting. And we can mention names, but we can't say go shop at. When you talk about those licensing fees and different things, I don't want the FCC to come bring me down. I can't even imagine. Okay, in a nutshell, just to get all of your paperwork, what is someone looking at fee-wise?
To open a business?
Yes.
So it really just depends on the type of business that they want to open. Just business licenses and structuring your business, you're looking at probably less than $200. And so it really, to own a business doesn't really cost that much. The cost really comes into when you're looking at employees and when you're looking at insurance and you're looking at like a physical brick and mortar business.
Yeah, I look into like the nail salon.
Okay.
Even just say if it was me, the supplies alone, especially when you buy quality supplies, and you're going to need multiple items because of sanitation reasons, you want to be able to have just at least a set of 5 of almost everything. Because when a client comes in, there's something for the sanitizer, but depending on if you have a client back to back, you don't want to have to make them wait 20 minutes or 30 minutes while you're sanitizing something, you can have something else. Another cuticle pusher, things like that, ready and waiting for them. Yeah, and then it's like for having fresh towels, whatever you need for your table and stuff. And I must say, I had a passion for nails when I was in high school, but going to cosmetology school really helped open my eyes. It helped me understand the business a lot more. I don't know if I want to own the shop, but then again, it's like there's work. It's not just the doing nails part. There's the managing the paperwork, managing your money, managing your supplies, and making sure things don't run low, and having vendors to, get your supplies from. Instead of trying to, what I've seen with some people, say with beauticians, they run out of something and they just run to one of the beauty supply stores. And I don't want to have to do that because I want to be consistent with the products that I use.
Well, and that's where we come in with the financial projections, because we do 3-year financial projections. So we talk to you about everything that you would think about for the next 30 years on what would cost, what would be a cost to your business. And I know, and it can get a little overwhelming, but it gives you an idea of how much you'd be making over the next 3 years. And it gives you an idea of what you'd be spending, and it tells you like a break-even point even, so that I'm going to be in business for 16 months, and at 16 months I'm going to break even, and then it's all profit from there. So, and so that's kind of exciting and nerve-wracking, but it gives your loan officer everything that they need to know how much money you'd be asking for in a loan, and just what the whole process is like.
Hello and welcome back to Community Conversations. This is your host, Fabila Harden, and I am here with Ms. Kelli Listenbee of ASU. She is a business consultant, and we've been talking all things business, how to get started. We didn't talk about the fees because that varies from business to business, but she did give some valuable information on how she can lead you in the right directions to get started, how she can talk to you about, or her and her other colleagues can talk to you about every aspect of starting your own business. And so I wanted her now to start talking about some of the events that her department has to offer. Off the air, we talked about like over 50 events a year. So please kind of go into what you have that's coming up and things.
Yeah, so I do want to say we offer about 50 programs a year and through our office, and that doesn't include the rest of our offices. So we actually have a network of 7 small business centers throughout the state. So I covered 16 counties of Northeast Arkansas, but we have other business consultants who cover the rest of our state. And so if you're not in one of my 16 counties, then there is someone else who can help you. And so we have so many more than the 50 events that we do.
Okay.
But what we have coming up, we have a QuickBooks series that we're bringing to Pocahontas. We'll be at Black River Tech in Pocahontas to offer that. And then, let's see, turn your passion into profit, starting a woman-owned business here in Jonesboro. So our college, the College of Business, has been just such advocates for women in business. Especially the last couple of years, they've had the Women's Conference, which we've been grateful to be a part of.
Okay.
And so our dean just pushes for women, and we really appreciate that. So we want to do that as well.
What is the date on that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the Women-Owned Business is September 27th.
September 27th.
Yes, from 9 to 11:30 a.m. And this calendar is available online.
Okay.
Our website is asbtdc.org.
asbtdc.org.
And you can go there and you click on events and you click on Jonesboro, and that will give you all the events for the 16 counties that we cover.
Okay.
And then you'll also see other centers locations as well. So
Okay.
that if you're not in Northeast Arkansas, you can still get a hold of them
Okay.
and see what they have coming up. And we're really excited. We have a Starting a Business in Arkansas series that we're doing with ASU Newport on all of their campuses. So this year we've been so excited to reach out to our community colleges and use them as a resource to get in those communities, because they know their people and they know what that their small business needs are. And so we have been to or are planning to be at every single one of our community colleges this year. So that's so exciting. So we have a Starting Business coming up at ASU Newport in Jonesboro, ASU Newport in Newport, and ASU Newport in Montgomery. So it's funny, to learn how all of that works, but so we're excited about that. And let's see, increasing tourism in Northeast and North Central Arkansas.
Okay.
We'll be up in Mountain Home for this at ASU Mountain Home. And this is a new program that we're putting together. And Joe David Rice, who is the Assistant Director of Tourism in Arkansas, will be coming to speak on that. And we just want to really provide more information to those communities, because like Mountain View, Mountain Home, those are tourist destinations, and so sometimes as an Arkansas native, we don't really think about it.
Yes.
But people come from all over to visit those areas, and so just figuring out what we can do to provide more information for those small business owners and how that works.
That would be very beneficial for areas that are, I don't want to call them rural, but smaller communities. They're like little hidden gems. You don't realize the history and what the value of things that are there. That I see a lot of commercials about, take me a staycation, meaning stay in your own state, visit Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's the natural state. There's so many things to see. And the further up north, I guess west you go, they're in the mountains, and there's a whole lot of things that
we just don't know about.
We don't know.
And so we definitely want to promote business in those areas, in those rural communities, and throughout the state. And so, we participate in Small Business Saturday, just shopping local and keeping business local. And we do work with clients, and we also partner with APAC, Arkansas Procurement Assistance Center, and we help we help our small businesses to acquire government contracts so that money from the state stays in the state.
Okay.
And so, we have a focus on that for sure. We lose government contracts to states, surrounding states. And so that's Arkansas money going out of the state. And so that's what we really want to do. We just want to keep business local. We want to, empower entrepreneurs. And so that's what we're trying to do through all of this.
Okay.
Let's see some other things we're doing. Disaster preparedness for small business. We're offering that in Batesville.
Okay.
Our College of Nursing, they actually help to put that on for us. They have a disaster preparedness program, and they have done that a few times throughout our territory for us, and they're just so good at what they do. They travel internationally to learn more about disaster preparedness, and so we've got some world-class professors teaching these courses for us.
And I'm sorry, I want to piggyback off that. Many people don't realize anything can happen.
Yes.
Fire, flood, just anything, bad weather. And so we had this idea, oh, I want to start a business, I want to do this. We don't think about, okay, we live in an area, especially Arkansas, severe weather can hit us at any time. I mean, Arkansas is one of those places you cannot plan the weather.
Right.
So that is wonderful that you do help them to get a early perspective on, okay, what maybe to expect and how to avoid, how to deal with that.
Yeah, we have a lot of existing business owners who come to that because they don't have any disaster preparedness tactics in place.
Oh no.
And for a small business, that can wipe you out.
Yes.
And so a lot of small businesses who go through a disaster like that, they never open their doors again, and that's what we don't want. So we love this program, not because we love the topic, but because it's so important for our small business owners.
In which do you partner with maybe some of the local emergency services?
Yeah, so usually we work with a chamber, which is what we're doing in this instance, the Batesville Chamber.
Okay.
And they are going to have a list of resources for the small business owners so that after we leave, that they still know who is in their community as a resource for that.
Okay. Wonderful. I'm sorry. What do you have on your list?
And then we also have that same series as the starting a business. We have the how to write a business plan at all of the ASU Pro locations in our territory. And so we're working on some other things as well, but we have some webinars available, and those aren't all hosted by our center, but it's centers throughout the state. And we have whole day marketing coming up, building your brand, and something that we just put on our calendar was knowing your employment rights with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and that's going to be offered in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're excited about it. I don't understand the program at all, but we're excited to work with the Hispanic Community Center and to offer that. So
now there's another resource here. It's the Immigrant Resource Center. Even though all of their clients are not legal yet, they help them with the process. So maybe that's another place that you can look into. Yes, definitely. And it's wonderful that you're going to offer it in Spanish because, as we know, the community of Jonesboro, it's growing by leaps and bounds, and we have all types of people here. So everyone needs some representation. That's wonderful.
Yes, well, and we have a starting a business in Spanish that's being offered by our Fayetteville location.
Oh, wow.
So we want it for all types of business owners.
Okay. When I had an idea when you were talking about, how to write a business plan. Have you had people ever come into your office maybe with a box or folder full of clippings and pieces of note paper and
yes, and those are our creative types.
Okay.
They come in with a note organization skills, and they say, "I want to own a business," and we say, "Good." And no, but seriously, we do. We have whole types, right? And so we just try and organize things the best we can, and to get them started and give them a little structure. to just kind of teach them what that's going to look like. So.
And then you talked about, building a brand, and logo is everything. There's this mobile app, it's like a game, where it's set up to see how many logos or brands you actually recognize. And so, is that one thing you stress to your clients? Okay, you don't pick a logo just because it's cute. Pick something that really represents what services you offer and represents you as a whole, and something that can transcend your time.
Sure, and we like to emphasize too in those classes that your brand isn't just your logo. And so logo is important, and you want it to be simple and recognizable, of course, but it's not everything. And so, what does your logo represent?
Okay.
And so that's something that we like to emphasize on. And so the example that I give is if Disney equals magic and if Apple equals innovation, then what do you equal?
Okay.
That's not mine. I stole that. So don't quote me or anything. But yeah, and so that's your brand. What is that top of mind recognition? When people think of you, when people think of Kelli, what do they think about?
Yeah.
And so that's what's so important.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely logo. It's just a visual symbol for that. So we talk about all kinds of things.
Okay. And I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook, and they're centered around women and entrepreneurs, and that's one thing that comes up in discussion a lot is brand. And then you personally, your physical body, you are your brand as well. So how you carry yourself and represent yourself in your community says a lot as well. Some people feel like, why should I change who I am? And this is me, but you have to think about, okay, I want to provide a service. I want to make a profit. I'm going to have to try to readjust my thought process, my behaviors. All that has to come into account when you want to start a business.
Yes. And we don't want people to lose themselves, but providing customer service is so big. It's so big. If you don't have good customer service, good luck.
Okay.
Good luck. Right?
Yes, ma'am. I have gone to places and talk because it's not necessarily the owner. It may be the employees. They're kind of standing there looking at you like, can I help you? No, thank you. So do you advise people that are going to have multiple employees? Do you advise them on how to select the appropriate employees?
So we have had in the past year some HR classes.
Okay.
And so we bring in some of our professors actually who talk about human resources and who talk about communication. And having those, just sort of policies in place, and this is what we look like, and this is what we act like, and just looking at personality types even when you're hiring people, because if you don't click with somebody, it's just not going to work out.
That's right. So it's more than just having someone that can fill a position.
Right. Anybody can stand at a front desk, right? Anybody can answer a phone, but do you want them answering that phone?
Yeah. Oh goodness. Okay, so do you ever do things? I say ever. Do you host smaller community events? Just say at maybe churches or community centers.
We'll pretty much come to anything, anytime, anywhere.
Okay.
Right? So we're your go-to for small business, but we do all of the events that we plan ourselves have to be open to the public.
Okay.
And all actually ASU faculty, staff, and students, and that's our entire ASU system.
Okay.
They have everything for free.
Okay.
And space allow.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's an opportunity. But anytime that someone wants us to speak at something regarding small business, we'd be happy to come and talk to your organization just about our center and who we are and what we do and that sort of thing. Anytime that I see a community leader and they have an idea for a program, that can always be a conversation. Because something that might benefit you and the women that you're talking about might benefit other women in the community as well. So if it's an opportunity where we can host a program and invite you, then we'd love to do that too. So,
okay. And another idea that I just had, when someone comes to you, or say they bring a partner, two people decide we want to go into business together, do you spend a good amount of time really assessing the two parties to say, okay, maybe you two are not such a great fit for each other? You may be friends in real life, but business and personal do not mix very well all the time.
So we don't advise on that
Okay.
specifically, really. We do talk about business structures, and we kind of give you the resources to go and to look at business structure information more in depth to see what's going to work out for you the best. And a lot of that is your partnership, and so two people in a partnership, and that's the business structure,
Okay.
right? And so you're no longer a sole proprietor, you have an agreement between two people. And so that's important to look at from a legal standpoint.
Okay.
I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give you that advice.
Okay.
But we advise you to go and speak to a lawyer. And so if things didn't work out, what's that going to look like in the future for you? How's that partnership going to look? And so that's something that definitely needs to be taken under advisement.
Okay. And when you're also consulting with your clients, we talked early on about like marketing and things like that. Do you talk to them about, okay, how to budget in a market strategy?
Yes. So whenever we're looking at financial projections for someone, advertising is always one of those key components.
Okay.
And we usually do that on a percentage of whatever your other costs are. It just kind of depends on the business, but marketing is a huge emphasis for us. So we have 3 business consultants in our office. Laura, our center director, Robert, just our business consultant,
Okay.
and then me. I do primarily our seminars,
Okay.
is most of my focus, but when I do consulting, it's primarily marketing consulting.
Okay.
And so, yes, that is so important for us to kind of factor in there.
Yes, because some people, they may go overboard with flyers and banners and all types of things, and some people, they only do maybe social media. So I'm sure you already have projections and reports of what works best based on types of businesses. What is the best way to reach this demographic of people?
Sure, yeah, we always talk about your consumer. Who's your consumer? Who are you trying to reach?
Okay.
Because that's going to be so important. If you're talking about those millennials, they're going to have to be on social media. So you don't like social media, you're going to have to get over it.
Yes.
But, for those baby boomers or whatever, you may still need to advertise in the newspaper. And some people think, like, well, my consumer is anyone. I sell paper clips and everyone uses these paper clips. Well, you have a demographic. And so who's buying those paper clips already?
Yes.
So, that's what we like to look at, who your consumer is, and then how we can come up with a marketing strategy that best fits that in your business.
Okay. I really enjoyed this conversation. If you are just tuning in, or if you're just tuning in, I'm speaking with Ms. Kelli Listenbee from Arkansas State University. She is a business consultant with small business. Well, would you say just small business?
Yeah, so small business kind of means a lot of things. So we
Okay.
base small businesses on size and income. And so it just kind of depends on how much the business is pulling in and how many employees they have.
Okay.
It's a small business.
So, have you ever had a client that started out as a small business and then they eventually moved up into a bigger business?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Okay, we're going to continue this conversation. This is your host of Community Conversations, Fabiola Harden, speaking with Ms. Kelli Listenbee. I hope you have been enjoying thus far. Please tune back in after the break. We'll be sharing some follow-up information on some of the events and other things that we may have not covered yet. Community Conversations on Kelly K 102.5 FM.
I'm gonna go run an errand, I'll be back.
Okay.
Please walk up.
You need anything?
No, that's fine. Okay.
Good to see you.
Hey,
Take
Tia. So once your consultant or clients come here, you get them underway. Do you have many that come back and just say, hey, this is what you talk about at the company. And true, but you have quite a few that come back and say,
Yeah, I need more help. Yeah.
okay.
So we follow up with our clients pretty regularly to see, just kind of where they are in the process. Hey, have you started yet? Hey, have you started yet?
Okay.
And then we do a year from start date and 2 years from start date. We follow up with them to see if they're still in business. If they are making more money than they were, if they have more employees, that sort of thing. And then, like I said, some of those clients we do the 5-year strategic plan with them through student projects. And so once we've worked with you once, it's hard to shake us.
Okay.
Yeah, we like to keep working with people kind of as long as we can, especially if they were good clients, and successful clients. Actually.
Well, I have a young lady, I'm definitely going to send your way.
Oh, yeah.
I know she started out doing some weekend, I don't want to call it catering, but she would cook a big meal and this is what I'm cooking and, place your orders for plates. And she's a really great cook, even at such a young age. She's not quite 30, not in her 30s yet, but she's a really great cook. And I would love to see her be really successful because she has that mindset. But even though you have a mindset to do one thing, it still never hurts to have some advice from a professional.
Well, and with making like a food product like that, we also have access to a commercial kitchen at ASU Mid-South over in West Memphis.
Okay.
And so they have a lot of great tools just for like bulk cooking and things like that. So they rent by the hour. I think it's like $12 or something like that to be in there. And they have just industrial sized ovens, and if you were trying to do any type of canning or anything like that, it's just a lot of space to work in. So.
Okay. I'm sure there's some things, it's so different cooking commercial ovens and using that type of equipment versus just your home.
Oh yeah.
And because it's not equipped to handle large.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And they have an advisor there, and all he does is advise people on commercializing their product.
Okay.
And, he's there to train them on the equipment and everything. So.
But I would love, like, when I was thinking about my nail salon, like I laid out the color scheme, I could envision the layout, the nail service here, pedicure service here,
Right.
envision the whole thing. I think at this point, and that's what I'm old. I keep saying old. I'll be 40 next year. It's like, I know 40 is not old, but I feel like I kind of missed my mark on some things.
Well, and I'll say too, like a lot of the people who come in to start businesses, they're past their 40s. I mean, most of our small business owners who come in are like 45 and up.
Wow.
And that's just those are the people who can afford to start a business.
Wow. Welcome back to Community Conversation. This is your host, Fabiola Harden. I'm here with Ms. Kelli Listenbee from ASU. She is a business consultant, specifically with small businesses, which entails a lot. We have been having a really great conversation off the air, talking about, what aspect, what stage in her life people come to see her, will see her and her staff, and what all the little ins and outs and details some people just may not realize when they're working on their business plan. They may not realize they have overlooked a few other little details. So, we have a few more minutes. Can you just kind of recap what we've already talked about as far as the services you offer to keep people on the right path?
Yes. So we are the Small Business Center, the Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center. We're located in the Delta Center at ASU in Jonesboro. We cover the 16 counties of Northeast Arkansas, and we have 7 centers throughout the state who are there to help small business owners. And so we work with for-profit business owners. If you're just starting your business, if you're interested in starting, or if you're an existing business owner, you can call us and make an appointment. Our office number is 870-972-3517, and you can check us out online at asbtdc.org. We help people with business planning, so their business plans, their financial projections. We help people do market research. We help them with marketing planning. We offer about 50 programs throughout our territory throughout the year. And it's just as easy as giving us a call and scheduling an appointment. And we can come to you or you can come to us, whatever is preferable. And we just kind of help people think about all those questions about starting the business license, taxes, payments, everything that they may or may not think about throughout the starting process. And so we want them to be as prepared as possible so that they are as successful as they can be.
Okay. And then she went through a list, a little bit of the programs and activities or events they have coming up. And if you want to know more, like you said, go to their website, which is asbtdc.org. And then look for events, and then look for your specific area that is closest to you. One thing that I think is very important, well, I'm going to say very important, I think would be very exciting for Jonesboro, turn your passion into profit, and this is for women, a women-owned business. So any woman out there, not trying to, push the men to the side, but if there are any women out there who want to start a small business, please consider going to this event. And the information is listed on their website. Ms. Kelli, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. One thing we try to share with the listeners, tell the listeners if they want to get into this business, because they got to have the passion, they got to have a drive, like kind of give them some advice.
Okay, gosh, call me.
Yeah.
That would probably be, number one. Just call our center. We're there to just hold your hand. Basically,
Okay.
if you need me to hold your hand, we'll hold your hand. I won't really hold your hand.
Yes.
But we're there to walk with you. And so that's what we're there for. So come and utilize us. And if we think that we have a resource available for you, we can refer you always. So just do it, just do it. Come talk to us. We're not going to send you out there unprepared.
Okay.
So.
And I should have asked this way early on. How long is the process from the time they call you, make the appointment, they come meet you? How long do you consult with them?
It can go as quickly, or it can be drawn out for as long as they want, really.
Okay.
So you might come in and we can just hit the ground running, and you can be open next month.
Oh, okay.
Or we can work with each other slowly over the next 2 years.
Okay.
And so it just it's completely client driven.
Completely client driven. Okay. And then, how often do you follow up with people that you've helped start a business?
Yeah. So usually, if we're still consulting with you, it's about every 2 weeks to 30 days. And then if you've already started your business, we'll follow up with you within the year. We'll follow up with you over the next 2 years just to see how you're doing, if there's anything else that we can help you with.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you, Ms. Kelli, for coming by, sharing all of your valuable information. And if you're interested in all things small business, please look her up and the rest of her colleagues at Arkansas State University in the business department. Well, where are you located exactly on campus?
We're in the Delta Center, which is behind the College of Business,
Okay.
next to the library.
Okay, so in the Delta Center, behind the business building, next to the library.
Right.
Okay, so if you are interested in starting a small business, call them up, make an appointment, and they'll be happy to help you and walk you through all the steps. And don't be afraid if you don't have a business plan already set up. That's what they're there for.
We've got you.
They got you. So all you have to do is come with the name. Okay, so you have been listening to Community Conversations on Kelli K 102.5 FM. Please join us every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a great Thursday. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Oh, goodness.
Stuff.